Egg McMuffin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Best of holidays at McDonald's.
Best of the holidays, yes, for sure.
We were gonna go to Tim Hortons,
Yeah.
but we got vetoed by Sonjia.
Yeah. She wanted to get her. Her coffee and her sandwich.
And here's a Shrinkflation coffee. The Shrinkflation
oh my gosh,
small coffee.
Wow, these used to be so much larger before. I mean, what happened?
Oh, and also Sonjia has these fries. These whatever they call them. Seasoned garlic fries. She says they're gross.
Oh.
So I'm going to try them
See how
on camera and see if they're really gross.
see how gross they really
They're
are.
very salty.
Are they?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I find them salty.
That is definitely a little bit overkill on the salt. Maybe a little bit of lighter batter on the salt might be better on that.
Hardly taste the garlic.
Yeah, there's like a little tinge of a flavor to it, but really more salty than garlicky.
If you like garlic,
Yeah.
you would love these.
Yeah, load it down. I mean, just garlic. Yeah, I mean,
Turn it up to 11.
yeah. I mean, these Egg McMuffins used to be a lot bigger than that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's shrinkflation too.
Huh?
Shrinkflation. I mean, wow, looks like a little sippy cup, don't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they burnt yours too.
Yeah, look at that. They burnt it. I mean, how can you burn an Egg McMuffin? Well,
Apparently you can.
I guess you can't. Well, once it doesn't taste burnt.
How is it?
Oh, it's not a burnt Egg McMuffin, no. Just the bun is a little bit crispy on the outside. But
It's better than your breakfast this morning?
yeah, I would say, yeah, probably
From
a
the
little,
ferry?
a little bit better, yeah.
I'm going to do my my Michael Bublé impression.
No.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
It's beginning.
And then you insert Bublé here.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Bublé.
And then he'll be like, who's singing my song?
Huh. Who's singing it? Where are the Bublé bits?
Where's my Bublé bits?
Some of the Bublé water or bubbly water. Yeah, he did a commercial with that too. Bubbly. We just want some Bublé bits. Yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
Should I sing with my mouth full? I don't know.
It's beginning to look like some sippy cups.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Shrinkflation.
Oh, it's terrible, eh?
Shrinkflation and inflation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this has been a good year, though, Brent.
It has. Definitely, we've had a lot of new guests, come on to the show too.
Yeah.
And it's been great. I mean, the channel's building really fast. I mean, probably a little bit more faster than like in different ways for the growth, but viewer-wise, it's really picking up. Subscription-wise, we need to really encourage people to really subscribe to the channel more. I get messages quite a bit. When's the next show? Do you know when the next show is? I mean, yeah, just go to our calendar. Go under the tab section.
The calendar is on every video. If you click on any of the videos, it's on the bottom of every video. One of the links says PWD Allies calendar, and you just click that. It's got the whole month in it. We've even got a show booked for January already.
Yeah, we're booking into January already.
Yeah.
Well, what do I do to click there? I go, well, you just subscribe, and You can subscribe. You can go into the website, go under daddybentlegs.com, and you on your left-hand side, you're going to see all your tab sections. Choose the one that you want. You want to watch the most recent videos? I mean, PWD Allies podcast. Watch all the shows there. You go under the media section. That's where you're going to find the calendar. Go to the bottom of the page, right there. Click on it. I know. I tested it out one day because someone said, I don't know how to do it. So, okay, well, tap.
And it actually works.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, brings up my own calendar. I'm like, hey, that's the same calendar I have. Oh, what? Who do I have coming up next? And then I get a question, who's coming up? So what I'm saying again, go under the media section, go to the bottom of the page, click on calendar. And if you have any show suggestions.
You know, that's one thing I really want to encourage people on. Even if you don't want to come on the show, but if you have a really good show idea, let us know. And, you know, remember when my son came on, the reason my son came on that one time is because we actually had somebody say, you know, I want a show with your son on. So I was like, okay, sure. You know, we take all ideas seriously. One idea I want to maybe explore in the new year is something called, and I think it was Tom Huxton's idea, this idea of doing little short things, maybe Disability 101.
Yeah.
We call it Disability 101, where it'd be like sort of the idea of like questions you'd want to ask somebody with a disability, but we're afraid to ask, kind of thing.
Yeah, he had brought that topic up, and I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
I really do. And that'd be like another series that we can launch into. Because right now, like we have the Disability Stories series that we're doing, and once that's done, you can easily change that into like a 101, like a Disability 101.
Yeah.
Or we can even, you know, make that as like a separate one. Like that, we have open mics on Fridays. Well, we're gonna see how that goes. It's pretty slow. You know, I've encouraged people to really sign up to that. If you want to come on to do an open mic session, it's like a 2-hour session maximum. If you get, we want to get like 2 people, 3 people.
Yeah.
And we're not going to keep it going for 2 hours. So,
yeah, we're going to see how that one goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be a popular thing, and I think the reason why is because people like the immediacy of just being able to overtalk each other.
Yeah.
You know, and one up each other, and I mean that it kind of in my mind kind of ruined the spirit of the whole thing.
It did, and that's why like we actually launched it again, and we really encourage you. You really want that open mic? It's on Fridays for now. We're gonna have it going into the beginning of the new year, okay? And we're gonna keep an eye on this. But if we find that it's really just not popular, we may roll it back a bit and maybe just do it every so often. It may not be every Friday.
Yeah. Just
So
kind of something to throw in every once in a while.
Yeah. And so if you really want that, let us know, and we'll keep it going. But if there's no demand for it, then we're just gonna roll it back. Not cancel it. We're just gonna roll it back, and then kind of wing it out there every so often, right?
You used to have open mics all the time.
Oh my gosh, and you know, and I had just recently people saying, well, I missed the open mic, so that's why we launched it. So when we launch it, now it's like, well, we're the same people that want that.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you know, like.
Yeah. Maybe they
forgot.
Maybe they enjoyed the crappy audio of Twitter Spaces.
Maybe because it used to cut out.
Please bring back the crappy audio.
And welcome to all of a sudden I hear myself. I'm like, wait, Brent, you're cutting out. Oh my gosh.
And the video was bad. The video was bad on Twitter Spaces too.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, there was no video on.
There was no video, but the audio. When we'd have a guest on, and it would be all just completely crapped right out. I'm like, Neil, we can't do nothing with this audio. I mean, maybe you can fix it. I don't know. And you're like, no.
It was like there was
a couple that.
There was some that I had to just throw out like
it was just
huge swaths of interview because you couldn't. It wasn't even legible, like audible. You couldn't even understand it.
I remember there was a guest that was on, and we had another participant that was in there asking questions, and the participant actually only was, I think there was only one question or something that got answered because the audio was so crapped out, like it was just
Yeah.
And then the one person actually came on as a guest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like all you could hear was the response to it, not really.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah,
hey.
we're getting up there in subscribers, which is nice.
Yeah.
One of the things, considering the low
Don't mind me.
subscriber
He's gonna
base,
talk. I'm just gonna eat here one. Go ahead.
but considering I think we're up to 364 now in subscribers, and considering the number, we're actually getting really high watch hours. So even though the number is relatively low on the subs,
Yep.
we're getting lots of people actually watching. We're getting
noticed that.
really high watch hours. A lot of people are tuning in, and that's great.
I've had some really good comments lately. I'd like to share with you guys and everybody watching this. Is that some people have commented said they really love the show. Like they really like the show. They've sat down with their family and they watched it. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. That's awesome. And so I don't know if you've actually subscribed, to anyone who's mentioned that. If you haven't, I really encourage you to subscribe, right? Because then you're going to stay up to date. So if you're using, I don't know if you're using an Android device and an Apple device, it's right away. It's going to pop up on your device automatically. As soon as you subscribe, we do a show, we launch live, boom. You're going to get a notification right away. You can watch it on your home TV.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that pretty cool, right? You
couldn't do that with Squarespaces.
No, you couldn't. No. Imagine.
But I was gonna say, like, I really, selfishly, I really want the channel to grow a lot. To get the numbers way up there. But one of the big reasons why is because, we've talked before. If we can get the numbers up, eventually we can start to introduce like swag. Like
Oh yeah.
do like cups with
Yeah.
the logo
Just
and
not
stuff.
sippy cups. So these are too pretty tiny. I mean, but yeah, we can easily put a lot of swag out there for sure. I mean, wow. I mean, wouldn't that be neat to have just a some kind of something to advertise the channel, like something to saying, hey, like you're part of the PWD advocacy, you're part of the network, and with us doing the advocacy across the country and really spread.
Well, I think coffee cups would be awesome.
I think so.
with coffee cups with the logo with our
PWD Allies logo.
the logo
That'd
on
be
it?
cool. Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? We can even personalize with your name on it, maybe. I mean,
For extra money.
for extra money, yeah. And if you want your picture on there, well, we'll see. We'll see.
What if they want your picture on there?
Maybe my picture. Well, yeah. Yeah, put right on the side of the cup there. Yeah.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
Brent limited edition.
Yeah. And one of these things here, eh? Ooh, I don't know about these.
Very spicy.
Not my favorite, no. But yeah. It's, me, I just go with the apple pie the odd time.
Apple pies are good.
Yeah, I like those.
Remember when you used to buy them though, and they used to be like so scalding hot?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then they say, "Oh, caution."
Yeah.
I used to joke around on the other side. It would say, "Chod." Caution, chod.
But they seriously wouldn't cool down for like an hour.
Oh, I know. You open up and it's like, oh man.
They were so hot.
They took a bite out of it. They didn't tell me that it was hot. They said, "Here you go, sir. Here's your pie." I opened it up and took a bite, and
Yeah.
literally the whole thing just fell right apart. It just broke right in half. It's like, oh, sorry about that. It's like, meanwhile, it was like scalding hot. It's like, oh, sorry. Did you want another one? Yeah. Yeah. So we're actually over here until Monday, and then we're gonna be going and venturing out to the valley over the weekend, and then on Monday we're gonna be doing a show live on location.
Can I do another song?
Sure.
It's just another manic Monday. Ooh, wish it was a Sunday. Ooh, 'cause that's my fun day. Ooh, just another manic Monday. With Brent Frame.
And we're gonna do a live show on location. This will be the first show live on location, and we're gonna be.
We've actually never done this.
No, we haven't. And
we should charge for. We should have a telethon.
Yeah.
We should have a telethon.
There we are.
Charge money for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We won't, but
No.
it would be cool though.
Yeah, send in your donations.
It would be cool.
Send in your donations.
Live telethon. Support Neil and Brent.
Yeah. You like the content?
Bring
yeah.
your cash.
Yeah, that'd be the 24-hour marathon. Yeah, it'd be like all streaming on the bottom here, sending it shows so and so sent in the donation because they love the channel, they love the content that we put out there, they love the guests that we have on. I mean, we have all sorts of guests that come on our show. I mean, we have guests from like doctors all the way to MLAs to MPs to people who are housing advocates, I mean, to transportation advocates, you name
And
it.
I've tried so hard to get Michael Bublé on the show.
Yeah.
I have tried behind the scenes. You wouldn't believe it.
We've had singers come on to the
yeah.
show too.
So maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe one day Michael Bublé. This is a shout out to Michael Bublé. One day he's gonna come up on our show.
Oh, that would be fabulous. That'd be
So
fabulous.
because I'm not giving up. I
No, I know.
One day it's gonna happen.
Well, we asked another singer who was just on the show just recently if he would actually sing with Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
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 Paul Doroshenko.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Michael Bublé, insert here.
Everywhere you go. And then Paul Doroshenko would sing along with you, and he said he would love that. He doesn't know if Michael would do that, but Michael, so here's the challenge. Take Paul up on that offer.
Well, I think I have a nice enough voice to sing with Michael Bublé, right?
Oh yeah. You could probably, Neil could sing along with you, Michael.
A duet with Michael Bublé, I could
Yeah.
do it.
And we could get Paul in there too, and then we could get a whole orchestra going.
I could pull it off. I could pull it off.
Yeah. Get a whole bunch of people singing at the same time as an orchestra. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then we could bring in some Bublé bits. to go along
Bublé
with
bits, yeah. And if people still don't know what we're talking about,
it. Yeah.
look up Bublé bits on the channel.
Then you'll understand.
It's one of the earlier
I'm gonna finish.
Breaking with Brent.
Yeah.
I think we're up to, this will be Breaking with Brent number 37. For those keeping track, and I have been keeping
wow, that
track.
fast, eh?
This will be Breaking with Brent number 37. So we've done 36 others of these.
Wow, that's
So if you go on the playlist, there's a playlist of Breaking with Brent. Go on the playlist just for fun because there's lots of really fun ones. Mm-hmm. And like I said, one of the earliest fun ones was the Bublé bits. Mm-hmm. So you gotta tune in for that.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're great. They're great.
I also
love
did
them.
I also did a compilation Best of Brent too. You can always, if you're too lazy to look through all 36 of them, you can just go to the Best of Brent, and we have a compilation of that too.
Oh, I love doing those Breaking with Brent segments. I just wing it, throw it out there, whatever comes to mind. I see something that's interesting, and I just put it out there. And then there's the coffee time. I haven't done the coffee time event in a while, but that's more of it's just relax.
We're having a coffee time right now.
Coffee time, yeah.
With our sippy cups.
Yeah. The sippy cups.
Our shrinkflation sippy cups.
Shrinkflation. I've never seen a cup so tiny. Wow. Holy. Maybe the price came down. Shrinkflation?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh. So this is supposed to be a small. I wonder what a medium size would be.
$1.19.
Pretty small?
Wow. Jeez. I wonder what a medium or a large. I mean, wow, this is this tiny. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. but it's still good value. I mean, really, considering, with the cost of everything going up.
I actually like McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, it's actually good. It's,
So
it's
if
really
they want to
smooth.
sponsor us, I'll go on record and say that McDonald's coffee, I love it.
It's nice and smooth.
So,
it's really good.
yeah.
It's really smooth coffee.
We will be ambassadors of McDonald's coffee
Yeah, I mean,
if they sponsor us.
this coffee it doesn't have an aftertaste. It doesn't have like acidity, like an aftertaste, like a acidic aftertaste, like where some coffees do. There are some organic places that are pretty awesome to go to. However, some of them are watered down pretty good.
You know what
too.
I like too? You know what I like too is, of course you can get Tim Hortons coffee in the grocery stores too.
Mm-hmm.
But they have the McDonald's in the grocery store.
I've seen that,
And what I like is they have the decaf. And you know what? Like, there's a lot of decaf coffee that just tastes really, really gross.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's nasty. Some of
It's
it
just nasty, right?
You just
But
wanna throw
actually,
it right out.
the decaf of the McDonald's is actually good. Like, I can't tell the difference, honestly.
Yeah, we actually had some sample of that before, and actually Sonjia likes the decaf coffee.
Kicking horse coffee.
No, I have McDonald's decaf coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she loves the McDonald's decaf coffee. I think
Kicking
it's
horse coffee is the best.
Is it?
Oh yes.
Kicking horse coffee. Yeah, it's really good.
Grinded beans when the beans.
One of our neighbors dropped
Is
us
it,
off some
I
kicking
had it-
horse
I
coffee.
tried it at
ground
Costco.
already,
morning,
or
and it was really good.
ground already?
Yeah,
I dropped it off. I put it in
they
there this
grounded it
morning.
at
and
Costco.
it was good stuff. Good stuff.
And it
Talk
was
about
good.
talk about getting your morning going. Yeah. Didn't make my hair stand on end. Speaking of that, I guess the last time that you guys saw my show, it looked
Jimmy
like I
cut
was
it.
going to get a mullet grown there, happening there, eh?
Jimmy cut it.
Jimmy the barber, downtown Victoria on 4th Street, cut my hair. Actually, Jimmy barber, but his assistant cut my hair. And I was looking around and I heard some elderly guy. He was actually really booting around this store pretty good, and he was cutting someone's hair beside me, and the guy's cutting my hair, and he's like, "Yeah," he goes, "Oh, okay, Jimmy." He goes, "No," he says, "You just keep on going." I go, "Okay, well, who's Jimmy?" Well, the guy who was Jimmy was the guy who was actually the barber that's cutting this other guy's hair right beside me. I didn't realize he's the owner. Yeah, and he goes, you know who cut your hair? What? He goes, he's a priest. Oh,
wow.
I go, oh, he's a barber and he's a priest, and he goes, and I'm Jimmy. Oh, hi Jimmy. He goes, I own this place. He goes, so yeah, $15, $15 to cut the hair.
You can go candy.
And he gave you a little sucker. You know, take your pick of the kind of flavor you wanted, orange or grape.
So you get a haircut and a blessing.
And you get a blessing, and you get a little lollipop too to go along with that, and a cheap haircut.
Can't ask for more than that.
I went to another place just down the road from where we live. $30, $30.
Yeah.
This guy $15
Wow.
for the same thing.
You know, I was just thinking, people are probably watching this video going, I can't even recognize you, Neil, because you're not wearing your headset. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is on Monday,
Yeah.
when you come to my place,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to like double up on the headsets. Potentially, like, so
Yeah.
we'll both be wearing headsets because otherwise the sound might be
Yeah, might throw it off a bit.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to experiment with that. But,
Yeah.
so Brent will have his hair messed up with a headset too. So
Yeah, see, we all messed up. People like, oh, well, yeah. Can't really mess it up now. It's pretty short, but yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. Neil, tell them what the show's gonna be. Kind of an overview of what Monday's show's gonna be about.
again,
Or maybe-
because I'm editor producer, I got to throw my what do you call it, my influence, and I'm making a show all about cerebral palsy. Yeah, but it'll be interesting because you know, two other of our regulars, we have Ellen, and we have MJ, and we have me,
Yep.
and we all have cerebral palsy, and
Yeah, that's right.
and we all have it different degrees of it. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is how
There's
like
different
cerebral palsy
severities.
really runs the gamut. You can have it really severe or really mild.
I knew,
And I'm kind of in the middle there somewhere.
Yeah, I know I know a lady that's got CP, and she. I don't know if she's still in Vancouver. She lived in Vancouver last time that I bumped into her. I remember getting off a bus one time, and it was just on Broadway. And I took the bus up there. Oh yeah, that's right. I had an appointment to go to, and I took a connecting bus. And anyway, so I got up on where is that? On Oak. I'm trying to think.
Marine Drive.
Marine Drive, and I had to go down that way. But yeah, anyway, I made my way down on Broadway. So down near Wendy's. You know where Wendy's is down that way, Sonjia? You know, in
Cambie?
Vancouver? Cambie, that's the road I'm looking for. Cambie and Broadway. I took a bus that came up Cambie, and then I had to get a connecting bus to go up to Broadway. I could have walked it, and I was going to, but then a bus came along. So anyway, I'm on this bus, and the windows, it was a hot day, and the windows on the bus were open. And I guess this lady, the bus was going slow because there was vehicles in the front and we're back at the bus. And I guess she was looking at the bus for some reason. This one going by, she's yelling. And I wasn't even paying attention. Oh my God, Brent! And this lady I had gone to school with years ago, and it was a friend of mine, and we actually know who she is. And I'm thinking, well, someone's yelling my name. Like, I'm on a bus. Like, where is that coming from? I'm looking on the sidewalk, and she's waving her hand. So I go ding, I pulled the buzzer, I got up, and she says, running down the sidewalk, and she says she's like really just bellowing all through, and there's some people walking, and she goes, excuse me, wham, she says, whams her way through. I go, oh my God, Marnie, what the hell are you doing? She goes, and she's like just cursing away. She goes, get the hell out of my way, I'm coming. I'm like, Marnie, like seriously. And anyway, she says, good to see you. And I go, well, so long story short, she was actually in a housing, and she lost her housing. She was looking for other housing. I'm hoping that she did find the housing. And the reason why, I mean, I had gone to school with her, I lost contact, and then I had gone to college, and I knew who she was still, but there was a course that I had taken, and she was in another course. And then I lost contact for years, and then I bumped into her, and she was yelling all the way down the street, so echoing off all the buildings. Really nice lady. I had worked at a hotel, and I needed somewhere to crash, and I said, well, can I crash on this couch? And she goes, yeah, the coffee machine's there, Keurig and whatever, just drop it in and just lock the, can you just lock the door and throw the key under this little mat? And I said, well, that's kind of unsafe now, isn't it? I mean, yeah. So yeah, I had somewhere to crash, and then I took off, and I come back, and then the co-op housing, they said no, they didn't want people visiting, like who are not supposed to be residents there. So yeah, it wasn't good. And then she lost her housing. Yeah. So it's too bad. I think that they wanted to get rid of her. Honestly, I think they wanted to get her out of there for whatever reason. So,
well, I mean, there's an incentive to get people out because then they can jack up the rents too, right?
Well, yeah, and the thing is that she felt bad because she said, well, like there was somewhere that, you were able to kind of stay while you had to go to this one hotel. Well, unfortunately, it was, I found it for my disability, I found a lot of obstacles that trying to get there on time with the transportation. I mean, I took the SkyTrain down, like right from there. It was kind of cool. I just took one bus and boom, I was on the SkyTrain. I was there in like 20 minutes. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah. But at the same time, it was. I knew that the accommodation was only like temporary. Like it was like 3 days. It was 3 or 4 days, and then I managed to stretch it to a week. But and then, of course, I stayed at my aunt's, but then I had to go in the valley, so I had to commute in further, right? So, yeah, it's too bad, right? Because it was a good experience, and then I got transferred from that point on to the Okanagan, and guaranteed that I was supposed to have something up there, and then they pulled it under the hotel, and some lady wanted her job back. She said, well, career-wise, right? So, and that's kind of where it went, where I started communicating with people, and started understanding like where they were going in their lives, like experience-wise, and understanding that basically things can't always be the same when it comes to decision making. But part of my journey that I learned is through that time was a lot of advocacy work, and basically people that working in the hotel chain that I was working in, there was other barriers that they experienced too. Like there was a lady who had CP that was working in the hotel industry that I was working in. There was somebody who had what is that? Not psoriasis. It was a skin condition where it would go like you would just go all red and like it was just maybe. I just can't think of the name.
We'll edit that in later.
Yeah, but there was one where it's like an eczema, but it's very painful and and so like learning things that what people have gone through and then who knows, like I didn't really knew back then what I'd be doing now.
Yeah.
But bringing people with all that lived experience together and bringing them all into a common place that we have now here. It's like persons with disabilities. I mean, you don't just have to be on income, on a disability pension. Well, it's supposed to be a pension. Let me clarify that. It's supposed to be a pension, but the government...
But pink unicorns have something different to say about that.
Yeah. They run rampant, right, with government... I call it picked policy.
Yeah.
It's picked policy.
It's cherry-picked policy.
Yeah, cherry-picked policy, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how can you turn a pension into a non-pension and then go, oh, did we do something wrong? Maybe we better fix that. Do you think? Yeah. So, I mean, basically what I'm saying is that not every disabled person in Canada is either on a pension or on income assistance. They may be well taken care of, maybe not. Maybe they're a privileged member of the legislature. Maybe not. Everybody's situation is different, and that's what the show is about. Is like come on with and tell me your stories.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even to go back to when Sheila Malcolmson was on the podcast. Yeah. I remember telling her that I've actually experienced, because I had a good friend who has a really good subsidized housing in North Van. Mm-hmm. It's like top tier, like five star quality condo, and she gets all subsidized. And I mean, so in her case, I mean, great, you know, the world's her oyster, right? But unfortunately, not everybody has 5-star top tier, right? So it really is like, you know, it's a dice roll, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, like I've always shared with my situation, like I never had a problem with anything, you know, with my disability or anything to do with advocacy until my first wife passed away, and that was, you know, I think it was I was 45. You know, it's been a little over 10 years now, and then so when my wife passed away, all of a sudden it's like, holy crap! The provincial government's like actually going to subtract. They're clawing back my survivor's pension. Like, that's crazy.
Makes no sense.
And it just blew my mind, right?
Clawbacks don't need to exist.
Yeah, but before that happened, like I had no issues. I was the happy. I was happy. I mean, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
But you know.
But you were happier.
I'll just say I was oblivious. Maybe is the better word. Like I was just happy and oblivious, thinking, oh yeah. Everybody with a disability is well taken care of. Like I was one of those people for decades. I literally thought, of course, the provincial government's looking after people. Of course, I thought that, and then this happens, and I'm like, holy crap!
I used to argue with my mom. I mean, her and I used to get into big arguments, and I go, well, our neighbor said they don't take care of people with disabilities. She goes, no, they do. And so anyway, one of our other neighbors came over and she goes, actually, Brent, they do take care of people with disabilities. I go, well, then why is so-and-so saying something different? Okay, you know what? You don't believe me? I go, no. I said, and my mom goes, you say that again? And oh yeah, she got so mad with me. I go, it's like, well, I'm saying to her, I don't believe her, because I mean, I kept hearing, like, just kind of a few people here and there saying that no, the government has other, they have other priorities,
Yeah.
right, and policies. And I was like, no. So my mom says, fine. You know what? Then go and see your doctor. Right, go and see your doctor and sit down and make an appointment. So I did. And I kept fighting. I said, no, I don't want to. I don't need to go and apply for disability. I mean, she goes, well, she said it's a pension, and I thought, okay, it's a pension. And I said, well, I'll just get the pension. She goes, well, you should get it now. They're going to take care of you, because eventually there's going to become a point of time where you're going to find obstacles in your life that you think that you can do now, but you're going to find that you can't do, and you need to be taken care of. So I used to fight that and say, well, and the doctor goes, yeah, and the doctor thought it was well taken care of.
Yeah.
So he says, fine, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to sign off on this? Because I have to now diagnose and saying, okay, this is your situation. Fine. And so
if I had known, I would have applied for the pension way back when too.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, but I just didn't know, because
I kept putting it off.
Yeah,
because
I think that's another thing too, is everybody always thinks that if you have a disability that you automatically know where to go, and the thing is that when you have a disability, you have to figure out things for yourself. There's no manual saying go here, go here, go here, go here.
Yeah.
And so, and I mean, I've told you too, like for years and years and years and years, I had a medical doctor that said I wasn't disabled, and here I have cerebral palsy, right? It's fairly significant.
Yeah.
And I had a medical doctor that said, you know what, Neil, you're not disabled enough. You're fine.
Yeah.
And so he never would sign off on the disability for tax credit. He said that you're not disabled enough.
That's what my family doctor, like, we were talking about the federal, like I said to him, I heard something about the federal one. He refused to sign it. He said, Brent, provincial is going to take care of you. You don't need federal. That's what he said. Because once you, this is what he said to me, and I want everyone to understand this part. My family doctor said, Brent, you're disabled in the province of British Columbia. Okay, so when it comes time that eventually they're going to be pushing people onto federal disability, okay, you're automatically going to get on the federal disability. Okay, so any tax credits, this and that. That's what I had believed, because that's what he thought.
Yeah.
And when the government tried putting some of the disabled people through reassessments back in the early 2000s, my doctor said, Brent, I don't have time for this garbage. I'm a doctor. I'm a physician. I'm a surgeon. I know, well, I don't know. I'm just bringing you the documentation because they wanted you to fill it out. He goes, why? I've already filled it out. Did you become non-disabled overnight? I go,
You're healed.
No. I said, no, and nothing's changed. He goes, okay, so I'm going to have to put you through some re-diagnose testing. What? So I need to go in and actually, it's asking you on the form that we need to check that if you see if you have diabetes, see if you have all these other things. What?
They even
I had to go to the medical lab.
They even had situations. They even had situations where it's like, did your amputated leg grow back?
Yeah.
They actually had situations like that.
Yeah.
Like, do you still have an amputated leg? And it's like, are you kidding me?
There was a question that my doctor he struggled with it, because they asked, can his disability be corrected through any surgeries in the future that would correct his disability? And he says, well, I can't predict what science will be in the future. I can say right now, no, it can't. And he says, in reality, your condition cannot be improved, Brent. Your condition is stable, and you should be thankful. You should be thankful that it actually is stable to the degree it may slip a little bit here and there, a little wobble, back and forth. But really, I mean, like, it backfired. Like I told the story on this before, right? But what I'm saying is that when government says one thing, they should be sticking with what is supposed to be the right thing. Don't keep changing policies back and forth to kind of benefit the policy makers or the lawmakers. You know what? If it's a pension, keep it as a pension. Seniors have a pension, don't they? They just don't get enough.
Yeah.
That needs to change too.
I want to go back to the 80s and early 90s.
Oh, wow,
Go
yeah.
back to the future.
Back to the future.
And-
when these things used to be a lot bigger.
And
cheaper.
cheaper, too.
drive 88
Sonja's
miles an
right.
hour in a DeLorean and go back to when we had pensions.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour,
When this baby hits 88 miles
you're
an hour,
going to see some
we're-
serious...
You're going to have pensions again. It's like, yes.
Ooh, yeah. Pensions. Wow.
No legislated poverty, imagine that.
Disabled Canadians actually had pensions?
Remember in the 80s when there was no legislated poverty?
There was no legislative poverty in the 80s. None. Actually, disabled Canadians were actually treated with royalty.
Yes.
They were.
Yeah. And we've talked about the Expo 86,
Yep.
you know, and it was seriously, they rolled out the red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great, you know,
yeah.
you know, why can't they do that again?
I remember I worked for the Ministry of Advanced Education, and they worked with my disability, no problem at all. I mean, if you need any help, I had all the equipment there that I needed anyway to do the actual job.
Yeah.
And then they phased out like the technology advanced further. And I felt sorry for the guy that was actually working there too, and like he would take the summer off. I would actually go and do his job, and then he trained me. And I felt sorry for him because when he was going to come back, he didn't have a job.
Oh.
And I was the last one to find out that he wasn't going to be having his job when so I felt bad. But hey, I'll tell you something. Minimum wage back then was what, $4.75? Yeah, $4.75. I was making $14.07 an hour. $14.07.
That's good money even today.
Yeah, but I started at $11.97, and I went up to $14.07.
Yeah.
They gave me a raise,
Yeah.
and I was only there for like temporary summer employment. But they loved how I worked, so they gave me a raise.
Yeah.
And then when I left, they paid out, like I had to come back the next year again. Like it was only contractual work, but I did it for years doing that.
Yeah.
And so they had to pay me out for the year. It's like almost like, okay, you're now leaving, so we need to now terminate you. But they rehired me back on again the next year. So I had to get paid out all this holiday pay. I'm like, what? It was actually more than my actual check. I'm like, what is this check?
Yeah. My first real big job was working for the Ministry of Environment in Surrey, like right where the Guildford is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the Sheraton kind of there. And that was 1998, so we're talking... Is that
just a few years?
Is that right? 20, 25? It seems like it should be more than that, maybe.
Probably more than that, yeah.
I thought, but anyway.
Early 90s anyway, yeah.
But anyway, so my starting salary there. Starting salary was $25 an hour.
Wow.
Starting salary, $25 an hour.
Wow.
You know,
geez.
I was, and because it was my first job, I thought, well, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, compare it to today.
Well, the buying power, you could get a lot more back then too. So when I was McDonald's, I was like, oh my gosh, like I bought myself a mountain bike. I bought myself some other adaptive equipment for home, like for reading, because I loved reading. But it was like reading all this tiny print, and I was just like getting eye strain and everything else. And so I went out and bought things that I needed. Just like, and I just went and bought it. Just no big deal. Just bought it. My mom's like, "Where'd you get all that money?" Oh, from the paycheck. Yeah. Oh, she says, and that was before I had my disability, so-called pension.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just working in a family restaurant after that, and I mean, and just go. I just wanted to keep myself just busy working, right? Because it was something that I was able to do, and then I realized over time that those jobs were becoming obsolete, and that they weren't needed as much, and then They wanted me to do other stuff in the restaurant that I was not able to do. I wasn't fast enough because of my eye-hand coordination. And they wanted me to cut up all these vegetables and stuff. And I said, I can't. And they're like, come on, today, people in Ethiopia, they would say, need their food. And I was like disrespected. I thought, okay. I walked up and I said, you know what? I quit. I'm out of here. I said, you're going to start talking to me like somebody from Ethiopia? I said, do you? And then I said to the one cook before I left, I said, would you talk to somebody in Ethiopia if he was a cook in here and say that to him? He goes, no. I go, then why are you saying it to me? Well, because I think your eyes, I think your eyesight's interfering with your job. I go, then you don't know me very well. I know myself better than you do. So you do my job then, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I walked out. He said, if you walk out that door, you're fired. I go, no, I quit. Yeah. But of course, because if I would have been fired, I would have got paid severance anyway because I wasn't there long enough. So yeah. But anyway, and then I found out 2 years later. Guess what? The building got torn down. The guy lost his business.
Maybe it was karma.
It was karma. Now there's actually condominiums actually in the place of where the actual restaurant was.
Yeah, that's good.
Probably haunted. But
the ghosts of Christmas past.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, getting back to just different experiences that like job wise or whatever it may be, and what I go through in life. I'm sure a lot of people are probably going through a lot of similar
222.
things. Oh, Sonjia says it's 222 right now. Isn't that awesome?
I always see 444 all the time. That's the number I always see all the time.
222. 222. Yeah, we are.
So that's your magic number? I always see 444.
That's the magic number.
1111.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people are probably going through a lot of similar things in life, and they don't realize that they can come onto our show and talk to us about how they're treated by just either people in general, employers. There's just accessibility wise, is it discrimination? Is it places that you rent from? I mean, yeah, I hear that all the time. Some places don't even want to rent to people with disabilities because their income is too low, and they say, well, we don't want them to the disabled recipient or citizen to use all their support to rent, right? Because all that's supposed to go to support. Well, if that's the case, if they're arguing with the recipient about that, then I really stress the point of the landlord to go after the government and tell them, like, hey, you need to raise their income up so now they can live comfortably. Because by saying that you're not going to rent to somebody with a disability because you want them to live comfortably, yeah, it's pretty lame, really. I know because I've gone through it. And of course that's why we ended up in Victoria, because we couldn't find a place that we were looking for in time, and it's just a bunch of runaround, right? So and right now, I mean, we're in the Lower Mainland, and the transit here is so much better than Victoria. They got their act together. They really
I like this area. It's nice.
Yeah, definitely. And I always I joke around with Sonja's mom, because she'd say, well, I'm going to come out to visit. I said, well, you can come out on a Saturday, because you can leave.
You just can't leave.
Yeah, you can leave like later in the morning, and or leave in the afternoon and make it your way up to Victoria. She goes, well, I want to do that during the weekday. I go, yeah, you can't. Not from where you live, unless you leave. And I've said this before too. You have to leave at like 7:57 out in Nanaimo, right? Connect into Duncan, and you get there at 9:07. You leave at 9:23 to the bus that goes to Victoria. And if you miss that bus, you gotta wait till the next day to go to Victoria. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
Unless you want to take BC ferries a long way around and go from Nanaimo to Horseshoe Bay, and then take the West Vancouver Blue bus into downtown Vancouver, take the Canada Line all the way down to Bridgeport, take the 620 bus out to Tsawwassen. You could do it. And then take the ferry out from Tsawwassen to Swartz Bay. It is doable. I haven't done that. I said to Sonjia, hey, we could always go that way. You know what? If you want that, you're going to be doing that on your own, because I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
She said it'd probably be like an 8-hour trip. I would think it would.
You heard about that elderly couple that instead of retiring and going into a retirement home, they went on a cruise ship and stayed on a cruise ship for the whole year.
Yeah.
And it was actually actually cheaper. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, you and Sonjia could do that. You could actually live on a BC ferry.
Yeah.
Just hole yourself up in a BC ferry.
Yeah.
And just go back and forth on BC
Go back and
ferries.
forth. Yeah, and just, you got your cafeteria there. You got your stuff, and you have your salads
and multiple bathrooms.
Oh yeah, you got your salads and stuff. I mean, you got all your nutritional stuff. They got juices in case she has her.
And they got the white spots.
Yeah, I heard something about that. They want to get their old buffet that they had there.
I used to love that buffet.
Yeah, they want to now change it into some kind of, I think, possibly another eatery. I think it'd be. I mean, I miss the buffet.
I do too.
But I understand, like, I guess the business concept of it, of saying, well, they weren't making enough money on it. I think they were losing a lot of money. But every time I looked, it was always busy.
Yeah, I think I would use it back when it was like kind of brand new, and it was like $20, wasn't it?
It was $20 for lunch. I think dinner was $25.
Yeah, it was $20 for lunch, and I mean you could fill up, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could go back and they had all kinds of different desserts too, and it was great.
Desserts were so good.
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean they had all sorts of stuff. I mean they had fish. I mean you had fish, chicken. I mean you name it. They had roast beef. You could have gravy, mashed potatoes, and veggies, and salads. I mean if you love lots of salads. And
so maybe you can ask Premier Evie.
Yeah.
About trying to secure you a room on BC Ferry.
Yeah, exactly. Aye, Captain. Aye. To the bridge.
That's right. Yeah.
To the
Make
bridge.
it so, number one.
Number one. Yes. Yes. You are on the bridge. You are now steering the ship.
That's like, it reminds me of upcoming guests. Yeah, we're going to have Mike Maurice.
Yes.
In an upcoming show on Tuesday, and then we're going to have Patrick Ebert.
Ebert, yes.
The Trekkie.
I love having him on the show. I joked around with him right from the beginning. I said to him, Patrick. I don't know why. I just, for some reason, and I didn't realize that he was actually a Trekkie also. But I said Patrick. I said Sir Patrick.
Yeah.
And then I played the played the Star Trek theme. Come on.
Well, and I told him too. I said, I was going through all the guests we have on, and I told him truthfully. I said, of all the people we've had on, I can't think of a better person, because it's going to be our last show before Christmas.
Yeah.
He's going to be the last show before, and I said, you deserve that honor of having that last show before Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
We'd love to have you on, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a great show.
Oh yeah, it's always, I have a blast whenever time he's on. He just makes for a really good show. And another guest too, I'd love to get on there too. We haven't had on quite the comedian guy.
Who's that?
We had actually the host actually from the radio station. And then, I'll give you a little hint there.
Yeah, the high energy.
Yeah.
David and Akil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually want to. I'm trying to reach out to them again.
Yeah, because there's.
I'm hoping that maybe they'll come on.
Yeah,
because I don't know if it's the 28th or 29th, but
they're actually really funny.
They're fun. Yeah, they're fun. Do you have to wrap up? By the way, it is 2:30.
2:30. We should start wrapping up in the next little bit, and then we'll make our way out. We're actually going out to the valley after we finish the podcast here.
You're going to do Christmas lights.
Yeah, we have a couple other options of buses to catch out, and we go from here, from Newton, and then we go all the way down to Lougheed Town Center. On the basically takes the bus down here, and then we jump on the SkyTrain.
Makes Duncan look really bad.
And then people who don't know, the
Don't get
SkyTrain
inventory of it,
the
though.
SkyTrain is actually was built way back. It was built for when we had Expo '86. But the line that it was actually as an extension from when Expo '86 was on is actually goes into Surrey, and I actually saw it getting built. It's pretty cool. And now it's going to get extended further out in the valley. It's going to be there in about 5 years. It's going to be fully built. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to go out to Langley when it gets built. So I'm looking forward to that.
I remember when they were first doing the first trial runs of the train, and they let the public come on in small in small chunks, I guess, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah.
And they saw me coming up on the train and like, hold the train.
Oh, wow.
And it was great. It's like, I felt like I felt like royalty, right? They like stopped the train, and they stopped it, and it was like, wait, we have somebody coming on.
Remember that commercial? Stop the bus.
Yeah, and it was great though, like, because it was like, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Like, I never had like somebody say, stop the train. I felt like it was royalty.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we go, like, we're going to be going all the way down. Like, we take the bus, and then we take the SkyTrain, and then we get off, and then we transfer onto the Millennium Line. And then the Millennium Line actually was the second train. I call it the second train set that they built, that TransLink built. And then they built. Actually, no, hang on. Sorry, they built the Canada Line. Then they built the Millennium Line after, and then they built the Evergreen Line.
Evergreen Line was the last one.
Yeah, Evergreen Line was the last one. That one goes out to.
That's going to be the Langley one.
And then they're going to be building the Langley one from Surrey out to Langley, which they've already done a lot of Prerecorded, I can't pronounce that word. It's like,
We'll edit that out.
yeah. That's a tongue twister.
No, it
that
won't.
one. That's a tongue twister. That's a little blooper. A blooper that Brent's trying to bloop to try to get the right word, right? I mean,
You know what I wish they did? I wish they had just gone ahead and done the Newton one.
well, see, that's
Why couldn't they have done the Newton one?
well, you see,
Because
that's
somebody didn't want it.
It pissed me off. Like one of those things. Like 5 people say they didn't want it. Is that?
That's right. I watched that same very day when there was a meeting, a TransLink meeting. It was an executive meeting they had. Okay, and I am very familiar on how executive meetings go. And when I was watching this one, there was the chair for TransLink who was on, and well, one of the members on there was actually the members for the TransLink, and he said, "Well, I was the chair. Okay, well, at one time, sir, you were the chair for TransLink, but you're not anymore. You need my vote." Okay, well, what are you saying? I don't like this idea. I think we can do it cheaper. You could do what cheaper? You can actually build a line all the way out to Langley. You don't need LRT. So guess what happens, folks? We are now going to be going with the SkyTrain model all the way out to Langley, only from Surrey to Langley. But Newton from Surrey Centre to Newton, and then from Newton to Guildford, and then from Guildford, between Guildford and Newton, they were going to have a line that was going to go out to Langley, and it was all not SkyTrain, all LRT. It was going to service the whole region with expanded option to go to White Rock.
Yeah.
And guess what? The mayor said, no, I'm not doing this. And they were basically all the mayors that were actually on that table. They were all really upset. And they said,
I think, if they had gone ahead with that,
it would have been built.
It would have been built already.
It would have been built.
It would have been built already, and
It
it
was
would have
cheaper.
been so
And
great.
it was cheaper. But yeah, it would have already been built, the whole line, because it doesn't take that long to basically lay down the tracks. The other way, you have to do a lot of puricant basically work on that. That word again. But anyway, what it is...
Insert word here.
It's the pre-work that has to get done. They have to widen the road. They have to take up the
Prerequisite?
trees. Yeah, something like
Is that the word?
yeah, it's one of those words that I think it's called puricant or something like that. It's
I feel like we're on a spelling bee.
I think so. I have to learn that word. Yeah,
Use it in a sentence.
It's almost like one of those splashy words that the government puts out there too.
Yeah.
Hey, Sonjia, what's that fancy word the government uses lately?
Resilience.
Resilience.
Smart words.
Resilience.
Spell it.
Spell it. Spelling bee. RESILENC. Resilient. No. Resiliency. Why?
Don't ask me to spell it.
No. Right. Anyway, it comes down to like they're going to be building that line, and it's going to be done in like by 5 more years. There are TransLink's already announced 8 stations. So they've already come up with 8 stations. They've now found a developer who's going to be going through and I guess making deals with all the businesses owners. They've also found the person who's going to be doing all the blueprints. Like so, they've already got all that lined up. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But I just wish they would have had the LRT going.
Yeah, it would have been good.
The mayor's survey basically said no, and he said if they didn't take what he said, he was going to derail the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they had to go with his option. And he said that they could build a line for the same cost of what the Evergreen line was. There's no way. And I was just, they had said send in comments right away. It was live. It was actually live, and it said send in your comments. I sent him my comments. I said, who the hell is this guy? You cannot build. I said you cannot build a SkyTrain for the same cost as an Evergreen line.
Yeah.
Why I know a lot of this stuff is I had a friend of mine years ago, and God rest his soul. He actually worked for TransLink. He actually did planning. And so he's actually taught me a lot about planning too, because I was kind of curious on that. So yeah, I got a little bit of inside scoop on how some of the routes go and why certain things mean certain things, like serviceable hours based on certain regions. It's based on population. So it's not all about businesses. It's all on who actually takes the bus. So you can actually stand beside a bus and watch it go by and go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you kind of guesstimate, maybe there's 18 people on that bus. So then you basically keep a little tally, and then you spin it off, and then they run the data, and they say, hey, okay, so based on this growth, we can now put 30 more hours on this route.
Yeah.
So he taught me a lot of that stuff, eh?
I used to package traffic data for the Ministry of Highways.
Oh, neat.
That was really cool.
Well, he got me out there. He goes, I said, what? He goes, yeah, stand here. So he said, hey, we're going to do this in, like, what? So, yeah, he says, here's like $40. So I'm like, what? He gave me like $40. He pulled wall. He said $40 to help me. And he went and bought me lunch, and we went and had coffee. And yeah, it was pretty cool. But he said that's basically how a lot of this stuff is done. Like, it's not hard. But government seems to make things a lot harder than it needs to be. Like when it comes to the transportation here versus on the island, the island's got to get it together. They got BC Transit there, and it's all part of government. TransLink, it's all part of government. Governs government. I don't know. I'm going to get into a rant on another session on that about the transportation.
We have to wait till after Christmas, though, because we want to keep everything joyous, right?
Joy to
the world has come. Let earth receive her King.
And have another coffee.
Cheers.
Yeah. Little sippy cup. McDonald's.
Shrinkflation.
McDonald's.
Well, look at Sonja's cup, though. It's huge.
That was supposed to be a small.
I don't want to.
Give me a medium.
I don't want to spill it.
Yeah, but look at that.
That size has not changed.
That size. But what happened? I mean, these cups, they need to be a little bit bigger. Come on. I mean, nice cup. I mean, look at that. Nicely decorated. I mean, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I remember the McCafe when that got launched, eh? They actually had a separate they had a separate counter just for McCafe. They had a little.
Wasn't it 1 year they had the Starbucks? They had the two mittens. Remember, they had the logo with the two mittens, and it looked like a buttocks.
Yeah.
Remember? And it was like a meme on Twitter for it was like the two gloves, the two mittens. It was like, this looks like a buttocks. And they're like, who came up with that idea? Remember that?
I remember.
Oh man.
Oh man.
It's like a big fail for Starbucks, right?
Oh man.
The joy of the season. Here's the buttocks. Yeah.
But McDonald's, they had a separate little counter just for McCafe, and they launched it for a while, and then it just I don't think it just didn't work. But I heard somewhere in the U.S. they're actually launching a store.
They don't have salads here anymore either.
No, but they're launching a separate store just for drinks.
Oh yeah, I heard that actually.
Yeah, limited one, but they're gonna try it out in it's Syncamy and
It's in the U.S.
in
somewhere.
Chicago. Out in Chicago, it's the suburbs.
Yeah, it's going to be like specialty drinks.
And in Texas, they're going to be launching it. So it's just specialty drinks only. And I heard they might be having some egg McMuffins.
Yeah. They'll have a few items.
Yeah, just a few items, but otherwise, just drinks, and that's it. They're going to focus on that. It's a different name. I'm
trying to think what it is now.
Cinnabon.
Something. It was something spacey, like
Yeah.
McComet or something.
Oh,
Comet.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking
yeah.
of like it's something space. It was
Yeah.
McComet.
Yeah,
Something like.
could be.
I don't know why I'm thinking comet, but
The comic. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're onto something there because it sounds familiar. Cosmic.
Cosmic, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. And so they're gonna see where that goes, and then if it really takes off, they're gonna expand, and they just don't know where yet. But I see it expanding. I see it coming to Canada. I really do. Yeah. Oh yeah, because usually what happens there comes up here. One of the prices will be coming up here too. Cheaper.
I see McDonald's supporting our channel.
I do. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Here's another song. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I just want derp. I just want derp. Derp. Yeah. I remember when Tom was on. Okay. Derp. But yeah, it's like we said the other day. If you need help, just reach out. Reach out on social media. If you're on Twitter, I call it Twitter. Some people call it X. I always call it Twitter. I always will call it Twitter. I call it retweet.
Until it dies.
Until it dies right out. And even then, it'll still be Twitter.
It'll still be Twitter.
Yeah. Just post out your asks. A few people call it mutual aid. Whatever it is. If you need help, post it out. I never know, right? It might be some good elves around there.
Yeah.
They might want to help people out. Santa's elves, right? They're gonna be out and about. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Reach out to either one of us, Brent or myself.
Yeah.
Like I've said, you can subscribe to this channel, follow it, or not. But even if you comment or like something, it helps with the metrics of the channel. So
Yeah.
anybody leaves a comment or likes, it drives the content forward. So
Yeah, I mean, if you like what you see on the content, I mean, subscribe, pass it on to the people that you know, and say, hey, this is a pretty cool channel. I like it, and just pass the word on. And,
pass it on to Michael Bublé.
Yeah, get Michael to subscribe.
Then I can duet with him.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go. All right. So stay tuned until the next episode's on
Monday.
Monday, December 18th. It's gonna be
Monday is the super special episode.
Oh, yeah.
Never been done before
Never.
in the history.
never been done
in the
before
history of PWD Allies.
Oh.
It's the first time ever.
First time. Show live on location.
Live on location in my studio.
Yeah. This will be fantastic.
Otherwise known as my living room.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We're gonna share some Scottish shortbread. It's not homemade. It's the Walker shortbread.
Oh.
So but it's still
be-
good.
it's
It's
gonna
still
be
good
good.
because it's Scottish, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Scottish. It's Scottish. I mean, come on.
I gotta support my Scottish roots,
Yeah. What's a little bit of Scottish here? I mean, come on there, dude.
I don't wear a kilt, but
Yeah. Guess Tom wasn't over. He would. Tom would put the kilt on everything.
there you go. Yeah.
Like, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday. Monday, December 18th.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.